WJBW is made possible by sausage. Stick one in your mouth.
Hey, all you racists out there, you should not be listening to our show because we do not like you. JB Red Show.
Next.
Bob Leamy is the one guy that I know that has a drill bit big enough to do a big, nice glory hole at any truck stop he goes to.
You're very silly. You know that. It's silly, man.
Nope. Fastest man to woman. That's what we're going to do, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't listen to some of our podcasts. Very flat.
That's where it's at.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, some people are into that. I know there's a website.
Fucking asinine.
Some shit like that. You gotta do the Rocky Mountain Ride.
Big disco.
Boy. Everybody get the Rocky Mountain Ride.
Yeah, I like it.
Very flat.
Hey, welcome back. The JB Rev Show. Kicking it live. It's week before Thanksgiving. And this is our last episode of November. It is the JB Rev Show. I'm JB Webb, the Reverend, right across the way from me.
What up?
How you doing, brother?
All right.
Good. Great to see you. In studio this week, we have a great, talented musician. His name's Kevin Greene.
Yeah.
I think his mic's up. How you doing, Kevin?
Hello. Check.
What's up, brother?
Hello,
All right.
hello.
We'll
Welcome for having me.
Yeah, well, we think you rock, so we'll get to you in a little bit. I think he's in about a half a dozen bands or something like that. We'll find out all that information a little bit after the 7:30 hour, I'm guessing. But before that, Reverend and I will do a little catching up, and then 8 o'clock hour, we have Danny Rock calling in, a great artist. You know Danny Rock?
Yeah, man.
You do?
I do.
Yeah, and then we have Katie Johnson at 8:30 of Pulptown. Have you ever heard of Pulptown?
No, what's that?
It's like a digital magazine, if you will, an online kind of outlet. They cover a lot of stuff here in Central Florida, so it'll be really cool to learn about what they do over there, and that's exactly what we do every week. Learn about talented people, shine a little light on people that most deserve it.
Little light.
The little bit of light, little bit of love. We try to do that every week. We do falter sometimes. We're human, only human. But at any rate, I got to, it's been a while since I was able to DJ at Kush. I was able to do it last week. I haven't done it in a long time.
How'd it go?
Still always a good vibe out there.
Yeah,
People
man.
are dancing. Gary's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
So
And you worked with what, Matt?
it was
and
fun
D?
to do. Yeah, Matt.
Yeah.
D.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met her.
Right on.
Great
She's
staff.
cool. Yeah.
Kush Ultra Lounge is right above Dank Orlando City Smoke Shop. If you ever go downtown, it's truly a great little place to kind of get your home away from everything. It's like you're home away from home right there downtown. You go up, a nice little hookah lounge, have a drink or something. Anyway, we want to encourage people to go check it out if you have not as of yet. Before that, it was Budastafa, right? I think that was in there.
Well, a long time ago. That was
long time
25, 30
Damn.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, so how the hell you doing, brother?
Great.
Good to see you.
Great, man. I just played Little Indies this past Saturday.
Oh, yeah. You did a yacht rock out there.
I did. It went really well. It was really good.
People took to it.
Yeah, I was only supposed to play till 11 or 1.
Yeah.
And the room was happening so much that I went till 2.
They kept you on.
Yeah.
They were like, just do it.
That's cool. So, yeah, turn his mic off.
Check. So,
all right.
check, please. Yeah. Our in-studio guest already wants to leave. He's like, check. No, check, please. Anyway. So that's cool. So they accepted the yacht rock at the
of course. Who doesn't? Yeah.
Good vibe.
Yeah,
Right?
It was killer.
The people love the yacht rock.
Yeah.
They do.
They do.
I'm
you got one of the main purveyors of it here.
Yeah,
I think you kind of
Jerry.
jump started it a little bit here in Orlando.
I did a little bit. I was
you really did. Yeah, nobody was really kind of doing it before you kind of said, "Hey, let's make this happen." And it started Maxine's, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Maxine's brunch, and
it's always good vibes.
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing Ace Cafe on December 22nd.
Oh, damn!
A Christmas yacht rock.
Okay.
Then I'm going to be doing a night at a New Standard.
Oh yeah.
And looks like they're going to have me back at Little Indies again too. So,
really?
Yeah, man.
So you're busy.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to find somebody to do Kush then, because
no,
it was a one time only.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right on. One time, wait, was that good? You only that's
I was going to say, no,
it?
it's one time only. I got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Man of action over here.
Don't we all?
Yeah. Anyway, so I was going to say, we've been trying to focus on a little bit more topics as we start this season 10 here. So we've tackled a few different things. What I thought was curious, because I thought about it, I'm at the age now in my life where I'm actually, saving money. And I know people, young and old, more older people will be tending, hey, we're going to save, right? But I think it's smarter when you save when you're young. I know when I was in my 20s, I couldn't keep money in my hands for the life of me.
Oh, right.
Sure, just as soon as I got it, it left.
So are you telling me you're Roth IRA-ing?
No,
right
no. Just straight up savings account.
Okay.
Just a straight up savings account. I think the IRA, that's all predicated on the stock market and stuff
that
right
what
now.
that is? Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch that right now.
Even like the 401k, which
the 401k. Yeah,
I'd
it's
rather
all-
be saving that in something else. And
Whatever happened to just like under the mattress?
Well, you
Like
bear
grandma
interest.
style?
You can get interest-bearing accounts, right? Still from
Right.
your bank. There's the CD.
CD, yeah.
You can do that. So there's a lot of smart things that you can do with your money. And so I just thought it'd be a good. We'll just open that topic, and you guys don't have to answer. But do you save money? Are you a saver, Rev?
You said I didn't have to answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess somebody saved.
He hesitates.
It's good though.
And I
Yes.
actually, it's not under the mattress, but it is. I got a stash in the house.
There you
okay.
go.
Oh,
Mine's in
you're just a cash guy. You're saying.
Well, yeah, because
Okay,
it's
like
easier
cash
for
and
me to
gold-
save that because
Gold bullion.
I'm dealing with a lot of cash sometimes, so I like just
Yeah.
tuck it away.
All right.
Right.
And,
So, but did you save when you were younger?
Oh hell no!
No, yeah. And so we got Kevin over here, which we'll get to your interview, a more formal interview in a
Right.
second or two. But what you're about, what, 29, 30?
29.
30?
30. Almost 30
20
next
years
year,
old. Yeah,
right?
the guy, yeah. He looks so wise and ancient, but he's so young. And that's great how you do that. All right. So what about you? Are you a money saver? I know you work a lot.
I work a lot, so I make money.
Yeah.
Do I save it? Yes. Do I save a lot of it? No.
Okay. You
But
try to save
yeah,
what you can.
Definitely save
That
stuff.
principle is there within you. Like
I squirrel away a little bit.
store the chestnuts
Yeah, you gotta
up
have
a little.
squirrel fund.
Yeah,
Right.
That makes sense. Well, that's good. Well, throughout the show, we have had our ups and downs, and since we don't really run this like a business, right?
Right.
A lot of a few years ago, I was upon hard times, and a lot of friends helped me out. And so, with the topic of saving, I just thought, hey, that's cool. If you can do that, save money, that's great. But also, too, if you can put that money to good use and actually help people, maybe that are in need,
Right.
there's a little bit of a wiser kind of a method behind that. Anyway.
Right.
Do we have the phone lines open? They're 407-906-9328. We appreciate the handful of you hanging out with us right now. We are streaming live on Spreaker and disseminate out to about 20 different platforms all across the internet. Jeez. So WJBWnetworks.com is the primary site. You can check us out there. But what I thought we'd do kind of before we dive into this interview with you, Kevin, because you definitely, would, if you were a little bit older, you would definitely be a local legend.
Would I?
Yeah, you're a local legend in training, I would say.
Okay.
Because we'll get into that. You're from Orlando, right?
Yes. Yeah. Born and raised Winter Park.
Winter Park.
Oh, that's where I was born.
So we'll get into that
Same hospital.
in a little bit. What I thought would be cool is if we actually, break away over to a track. You are in how many bands? How many?
Six right
Six?
now.
A half a dozen.
Yeah,
bands.
half a dozen.
So one of them, let me go to the recently. It's called Oklahoma Stackhouse.
Yes.
All right, and I pulled this track called Tangerine.
Sounds like a barbecue
Pie.
sauce.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Oh, it's a fun name.
Tell us a little bit about Oklahoma Stackhouse. They got their picture. The Spotify.
So-
You can go find them.
Right. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. We're all over the internet.
Yeah.
It's the hardest name to market, Oklahoma Stackhouse.
It's like you
Lord.
copy trademark crazy with that.
Exactly.
Are you selling steaks or you're playing music?
We get Outback Steakhouse.
Okay,
We
you do.
get Oklahoma Steakhouse.
Yeah.
We get it all. So
Okay.
it's part of the fun.
Yeah.
We came up with the name when we were all in high school.
Okay.
We all played in a.
What does it mean?
So it means it's we've kind of coined it ourselves because
Yeah.
it had no meaning. When we were 17, we were talking about sex positions at the lunchroom table, as any high schooler does.
Sure.
And we came up across, you have your classics like the Houdini, the Cleveland Steamer,
Okay.
I mean, we can name
So
them.
this is technically like a sex move?
And so this is a sex move.
The name of the band.
One of us peeped up and goes, "Hey guys, what about an Oklahoma Stackhouse?"
I don't even want to ask you what that entails.
Exactly. We had no idea at the time until now. It entails getting 7 dudes naked, stacking them dick to ass on top of each other, and then covering them in organic maple syrup.
Okay, that
is your
not
Oklahoma Stackhouse.
For some people, they would love that.
Right? It's got to be the fine, high quality.
Google that. Look at the images.
Grade A.
coming up.
Oh my God, the Reverend's in that stack. I recognize that.
Right in the middle.
Yeah,
Right there.
Damn right.
Little waffle butt.
So that's the Oklahoma Stackhouse. It's a raunchy name, but
Okay, a little bit raunchy, but very cool. All right, so what we'll do, we're going to dive into a more formal session with you here in a couple of minutes. But right now, let's enjoy a piece of tangerine pie
let's
from
enjoy the whole thing.
Oklahoma Steakhouse. The JB Rev Show. We'll be right back with an in-depth conversation with Kevin Greene.
Word.
All right.
If you don't mind what you needed, you won't be surprised when you see it. Big brown boxes stacked against the wall, but don't let them fall. Just 'cause it's been hard for you does not mean you do not have to apologize to the people in your life that you mean the most. Can't tell them when you croak, 'cause you're too high, you're strung out on dope. You lost what you had like a last hope, man. 'Cause the lemon rain, it doesn't do the same. And then lemon pie is wasting my time. The poison every jam, it ain't okay to spell. It's all peaches and cream. It's what you need. Again and again, again and again and again. Writing called the old boyfriend. Now you're singing. Out of the moonlight. Singing the murder. 'Cause the lemon rain, it just don't be the same. And then you'll terrify.
WJBW, Orlando, Florida. The first quasi-radio web show.
Wow. Yeah, hey. That's Oklahoma Stackhouse you just heard there.
That's right.
Kevin Greene in studio with us, the drummer. And he was telling us during that track that you do all, you get no drumsticks. It's all organic drum, right?
Right, all hand percussion.
All Whole Foods drums.
Yes, all Whole Foods.
All organic kombucha.
So all natural.
Drums.
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
so that
skin
can get
to skin.
Does that hurt?
It did. And it still does.
When you do the...
When I do many gigs in a row with them, like I'll split my fingers, I'll have to tape them up. But you build calluses.
Yeah,
it
like
doesn't
playing
hurt.
a guitar. You could play. Yeah,
Exactly.
Our last guest last week, Greg Reinell, told us he played till his fingers bled. You know, and that's kind of what you do. But the discipline. I want to definitely say, man, you're definitely in local legend territory. You got another 5-10 years, but we're going to find out a little bit about you, Kevin. So we always love to peel it back to history, you know. So you grew up here in Florida, right? Okay,
born Winter Park Hospital.
Okay,
grew up around here. Let's see, I moved around as a kid a whole bunch. Kind of went to Southwest Georgia, went to North Carolina, moved back here. Graduated Winter Park High School.
Okay,
and then went to college in Jacksonville. Moved to Costa Rica for a little bit with a girlfriend. Enjoyed that.
I would imagine.
Moved back to Jacksonville. Got my degree in accounting. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And then, let's see. Then, moved back here in 2015 and been rocking and rolling ever since.
Dude, well, you definitely have some chops. So when it comes to playing the drums, when did that all start for you? Was that at a younger age?
Started at 11 years old. I got a drum set for Christmas.
Okay.
Right? The classic.
The garage,
parents.
the neighbors.
Exactly. And that's a great story. So we set it up in the garage. I'm self-taught. So, of course, I sucked at the beginning. I'm just hitting random things.
Sounding horrendous.
Oh, horrible. Years later, there was a girl who used to ride a horse at the farm that was across the lake or in the back of my house. And she, you know, we were talking about a story. My brother's like, oh, yeah, my brother plays drums for this band. She's like, you were that kid who was always playing the drums when I would ride my horse. And, it was, she told me I was horrible.
Oh,
and
really? She heard?
She heard the beginnings, and then she saw me at a gig later in life and was like, I'm so glad you've gotten a lot better. So, everyone's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, you definitely do have to start somewhere. So that was kind of rough and ready.
So that was rough. I cut my teeth. I did the whole thing, did the grind. 16 years old, I started a band, 50-Foot Ordnance.
Oh, really? 50-Foot Ornaments?
50-Foot Ordnance.
Ordnance. Oh, I see. So that's like a
sound ordinance of Winter Park.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's smart.
We were young and reckless, and we would play music way too loud in his garage. And so the cops got called on us multiple times. And they would, tell us that, the sound ordinance is 50 feet. Anything beyond that is illegal.
Anything you could hear beyond that,
right,
it means you're in trouble.
Right. And that was Jack Hens, Andrew Kelly.
And you're like, thank you. That's a good name for a band, sir.
Boom. Exactly. And so those are those boys in Oklahoma Stackhouse. We've been playing together since 2016 or 2026.
Oh, really?
Not even 2016.
So those are the guys. Oh, okay. So
2006.
Wow.
Like, we've been playing together for a long time.
So you were like, how old? Like 10 years old?
I was 16. Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So you were literally making money playing gigs.
Right.
At a young age.
Professional musician at 16, right?
And hats off to you for doing that. It's not easy.
It's not.
People don't realize it's like you got to be a lot of places, spend a lot of time and a lot of downtime before you're actually doing it. You got to be ready to go.
It's a lot of practice. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of investment. That's the best word for it, because you invest time, you invest money, you invest emotion.
Yeah.
I mean, playing your instrument gets emotional.
And band members may come and go, or maybe not take it as seriously.
Right. And it's like, think about any relationship you've had with a male or a female. And it's like, multiply that by 5. Like, you are in a relationship with 5 other people.
Exactly. You got to make shit work.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like having 5 roommates. Everybody works different hours.
Yeah.
You got to, let alone band practice. Can you do this gig?
Oh, Lord.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
No, I can't make that gig.
Say, make it happen.
Yeah. You better cancel whatever you got.
Yeah. You quit your job.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's a lot of diplomacy, negotiation, and we're talking with Kevin Greene in studio, badass drummer here in Orlando. I think he said he's in 6 different bands, but talking about Oklahoma Steakhouse, right?
Right.
Which we described as a sex move earlier, so you just have to rewind or go back and listen to that later. Maple syrup and 7 guys, I think it was, but anyway.
Yeah.
In saying all of that, what kind of was next after Oklahoma? How long did Oklahoma Steakhouse?
So let's see.
I'm saying smokehouse. No, I'm saying it wrong for the love of monkeys and bananas.
Smokehouse.
Oh my gosh.
So when I came back, let's rewind to 2015.
Yes.
So I finally I moved back to Orlando after college.
Okay.
I got picked up by Run Raquel first.
Okay.
And so was playing drums with Run Raquel. That's when
traditional drums
with the sticks. It's what I normally do. And that's when Jack told me, he's like, hey, how about you buy a conga and you join, my reggae band that I have going on. And I was like, well, hell yeah, I'll buy a conga. Jack Hens.
Oh.
Yeah, he's lead singer of Oklahoma Stackhouse.
Okay.
And that was my lead singer of 50 Foot Ordnance.
Yeah.
And then I've known him since pre-kindergarten.
So you guys just really work well together.
Oh, yeah.
Like musical soulmates.
I was his best man in his wedding this year. And yeah.
So congrats, Jack.
Yeah, right? I had to beat Andrew Kelly at rock, paper, scissors for it, though. So, fuck you, Andrew.
Well, you won.
Win.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't rub it in afterwards, Kevin.
You do. You get to.
You get to.
Yeah.
Okay, so Run Raquel. Tell us a little bit about that band.
So Run Raquel, pop, funk, rock and roll.
Yeah.
Got
high energy.
High energy. Positive, high energy is like the best way to put it.
Who's the singer in that?
Marilyn Friedland.
Okay.
She is incredible, man.
Yeah, I've heard some of the stuff. She's got, I think when she's in more like that jazzy pocket, I really like her.
Right.
I really like her sound.
It's classic for the Amy Winehouse. Everyone's always says that.
Yeah.
And so, but she's just a little powerhouse, man. Got some good pipes on her. She's a great businesswoman. She books the hell out of us and gets us to gig around town and gets us doing some pretty cool gigs. And
yeah.
So it's fun.
And you like making music with them. It's easy to work with the group. Who else is in the band? It's a trio?
So 4 people. So myself, Marilyn Friedland, Nathan May on bass.
Okay.
And then we have rotating guitarist. We have Daniel Kelly Howard is our original guitarist. And then Alex, I always fuck up his last name. Alex Yvonne something.
It happens a lot in this room, actually.
Right.
We butcher.
But Alex, Anyways, fantastic guitarists, both of them. And so we'll choose one or choose the other. They're both very busy and very talented.
Yeah. And that's Run Raquel. How long has that group kind of been together in that incarnation?
Since 2016.
Okay.
That's
where you started. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's a few good years.
Right. And so we've been gigging for a while now. I've been playing some big shows. I got a really fun one coming up. I'm opening up for Eve 6.
Really?
And,
Wow.
Who's Mark McGrath?
Not Smash Mouth.
Nope.
Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray. You're right. Yeah, I saw that. Oh, and that's in Thornton Park.
That's in Thornton Park at the amphitheater at the Lake Ivanhoe.
Crazy.
Not Ivanhoe, Lake Eola.
Yeah.
So what's really awesome about that too is Run Raquel is opening for them, and Oklahoma Stackhouse is opening for them.
Dude, you're going to be exhausted.
They're going to steal you. It's going to be great, right? And then I'm just going to to Sugar Ray after that.
Okay, we're going to take that drummer.
Just join the band. Yeah.
Be careful, Mark McGrath's a fucking prick, dude.
Okay,
is he?
Oh my god!
I thought we weren't bashing people on the show.
Well, I'm just telling the truth.
Okay.
So
I like how he pipes
So
up
we're gonna find out,
to bash somebody.
right?
I've seen him be a dick.
Mark
Let's put it that way.
McGrath. But he didn't age too well. Like he did the surgery or something. He
Has he
looks a little
not?
Yeah.
plastic.
And
No, I
he was-
think he looks kind of.
He was doing correspondence for like Entertainment Tonight.
yeah,
and shit
maybe
like
that's
that.
what it was.
Okay.
So
And
you
then
gotta.
he could get into facial surgery and kind of he looks weird.
He does.
Gotcha.
He looks a little off, but the music is there. But the cool thing behind the fact, Eve 6, right? Sugar Ray,
Right? Sugar Ray.
they're still
it's-
doing it.
Yeah.
So you
90s.
never want to discount that.
No.
And they will draw a crowd.
Right.
So
right.
that'll be a fun show. That's a lot of great
People know their
exposure
songs.
for y'all.
I'm stoked for that.
Both of
one.
your bands playing that.
Right.
Who could have? Wow, he just moved another tick towards local legend, didn't he?
Right.
Yeah, he's very close.
You could age.
My favorite is when the Orlando Weekly vote comes around
Yeah.
each year, and then I try to get as many of my bands in.
Yeah.
So last year I got 3 out of the 6 Orlando's best bands.
That's awesome. So name those bands.
And so Jordan Foley, Run Raquel, Oklahoma Stackhouse.
Wow, Jordan Foley. It's got another name, and the
Jordan Foley and the Wheelhouse.
The Wheelhouse.
And so I'm a Wheelhouse.
All of the things you do
That
sound
thing.
like food related almost.
Don't they?
Run
They-
Raquel sounds like a delivery service for Oklahoma Stackhouse.
who delivers
And
steaks.
Jordan Foley and the
Wheelhouse.
Wheelhouse.
That's the
I'm
dessert.
sensing a theme. Yeah.
Oh man, it's like a Golden Corral style dessert bar. Yeah. So, but Jordan
bar.
Foley is like folk rock, outlaw, country.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
There's just some talented people in that band.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got Jordan lead singing, Chris on bass, Tyler on guitar, and then Elizabeth on backup vocals. And so those are all.
Does the wash tub and stuff kind of ever fall under your purview as far as a percussionist?
So when I lived in Asheville, North Carolina,
Oh, yeah?
I can't tell you how many times I got asked that question.
Really?
I would like approach bands and be like, "Hey, I'm a new drummer in the town.
Yeah, you
like,
play
I'm trying
wash
to
tub?"
move here." And they're like, "Yeah, you got a chicken coop?"
What?
Yeah. I was like, "A chicken coop? Like what?" They're like, yeah. And then like I had to look it up, and like literally, you play a chicken coop, and they got a washboard on one side, a couple bells on the other side, and like, holy poo, man. So
Wow.
yeah.
You ever mess with that?
No,
Not really? Up your alley?
I mean, I dabble with spoons. I can play
Oh,
some mean spoons.
That's interesting.
right? And
That's
then
a
I
cool-
have hundreds of.
When I was a
percussive
kid, I always wanted to
instruments.
play spoons.
Yeah?
My brother and I always tried, and you could kind of do it, clickety clackety clackety clack, right?
But it takes a technique,
It does.
right?
Yeah,
And
you-
sometimes you got to cheat and put a little tape around the bottom end of the spoons, a little
Okay.
athletic tape.
Oh, I see.
Ooh.
You do a little buoyancy there,
Little
so
grip,
You could, yeah, a little-
exactly.
okay,
that slippery.
so we go get some spoons, and you'll play that.
I could play.
You can
'em.
play?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, bring some
We
spoons.
could go get some spoons. So I can
It's
play
like
it.
Spoon Man.
We'll get some spoons.
Right?
Yeah, we'll get some
play,
spoons.
we'll play the ham bone.
All right. So
Have you ever heard the song Spoon Man?
okay,
By
Yeah, okay, of course.
Soundgarden, right?
That's
Yeah,
the 90s,
that's
huh?
Yeah.
That's the 90s.
I was-
Love it.
yeah.
Wait, what generation are you? An
I'm
Xennial?
No, I'm 90s.
You're a
I was
millennial.
I was born 1990.
Okay,
I am like the epitome of it.
millennial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But here's one thing I'll say real quick is, on this
Gen Xer.
on this show, well, you can't really define people by that 20-year gap, right? There's a lot of different people in that 20-year thing,
Right.
So I don't know. I used to be all about that, but
And apparently millennials,
It's
some
too
29, it
generalizing.
goes up to like 38
yeah,
or
now there's
39.
like Xennials, as they're called, Xennials.
My favorites, if you have like a kid now, they're the I generation because they always have screens in front of them.
Oh, I see. Right.
I this and that, and like that's all they know is the
Yeah,
little screen.
I don't know how good that is for your brain.
right?
You know?
They're all going to be super geniuses.
Well, you got to be.
We'll
Well,
see.
I, hope so.
don't know.
Or barely able to order from a McDonald's menu. Oh my God, it's transitioning as I'm talking. I can't. What is that?
it's no face to face
I said
contact.
7 Egg McMuffins. I
Yeah.
got.
Text it to me.
Yeah. Text me my receipt. Okay. Talking with Kevin Greene. So how many bands have we been through there? Jordan Foley. So that's at least 3.
So that was 3. I just talked
Okay.
about Jordan Foley. Let's go on to Chi and Key.
Chi and
Chi and Key.
I love the
And Key.
Chi and Peel.
Right? So this is one of my duos.
Chi and Key.
and
Wait,
One of
which
your
one are
duos.
you?
How many duos do you have?
Dosman and Cherie.
I got 2 duos.
You have a duo of duos.
I have a duo of duos.
Nice.
Perfect observation, Rev. That's
Correct.
true.
Oh, Lord. So Chi and I, we've been friends since 2015. He was friends with my older brother in high school, which I love when we hang out now. He always mistakes me for my older brother. And So, like, we'll be hanging out, and Chi-Chi's always like, hey, Kevin, remember that time in art class when Miss So-and-so did this and did that? And I'm like, no, Chi-Chi, I do not remember that because you're in school with my brother, not with me. And so,
All right.
always classic Chi-Chi. We do, like, scream folk.
Scream folk.
Yeah, rock and scream, rock and punk.
Okay.
It's
Is it like a rockin', like a rockabilly kind of?
It's kind of like a rockabilly, but like more punk rockabilly.
Is it rockability or rockabilly?
It's
rockabilly.
It's got rockability to
It does.
You know
it
what
has
I mean?
the ability to rock.
It's
It's
exactly.
a rockability, and it's also
Did you just make that up
rockabilly.
now, or was that
Rockabilly.
It was a mistake.
It was a
but
Freudian
It was
slip.
good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rock,
it's good.
I
Made it
play
work.
rockabilly.
And so, oh Lord, they got some spoons.
These aren't the right spoons, though.
What?
These aren't silver.
Don't
They got to be sterling silver, only the finest.
don't
the
give
finest.
into the reverend.
And so that's Chi and Key. That's one of my duos. The
Okay.
second duo is Smash and Trash.
Okay.
And so in that one, I'm Smash, Jack is Trash, and Jack Hens from Oklahoma Stackhouse. Oh, I'm getting these spoons nice and loose. But we play like 90s
cool.
acoustic music, and then
Oh, really?
like reggae, this and that.
Yeah.
And,
Well, he's got
yeah.
a good voice, Jack.
voice.
Yeah, he
Right.
does.
Yeah, I do. I like it.
Right.
I'm almost trying to think who it kind of reminds me of because it's almost like that California style. Like it's super laid back, right? But
Right.
Yeah.
he's hitting all the
Totally
right
laid
notes.
back,
I mean,
right.
it's you've heard that kind of reminiscent, like you were saying on ska tracks and stuff like that. You
Totally.
got a little bit further back, right?
Exactly. Growing up, he listened to a lot of Sublime.
All right.
So you
that
definitely
makes
get that
sense.
California, Long Beach style to it.
No doubt.
Right. Ooh. For sure. That's what I grew up listening to. No Doubt, Smash Mouth.
He sounds just like
not
Gwen
Smash
Stefani.
Mouth, really?
No, the original Smash Mouth. The Fushu Man. Have you ever listened to that album?
What is that?
It's punk rock. It's the one that Walking on the Sun was on.
Okay.
Okay.
The first album. Look that one up. And they actually just cut, I guess it hit its 20th anniversary.
What did?
The Fushu Man.
Oh, the Fushu Man.
Fushu Mang.
Fushu Mang.
Fushu Mang.
Play-
Fushu Mang.
It's
Yeah,
like
Fushu Mang.
Fushu Mang.
Play the first song on that one, Flow.
All right, let me get that up here.
Yeah, I can play it too.
If not,
Hello?
I think song number 4 is like
we
Let's
go.
Rock.
Here,
Let's see what we got. Warning. This music is not for young children.
Friends keep telling me I've been rocking the semblance of someone you used to know, but baby it's me. So why the hell you keep on calling me?
Yeah, all right, I'm going to stop that. That's
Yeah.
fucking punk rock.
So
That's,
see, it's ska,
It's a ska
punk
punk.
rock.
Ska punk.
Yeah.
Smash Mouth.
there were a couple bands here in Orlando that were really heavy into that. Plain Jane Automobile maybe was one of them. Is that right? Were they like a ska? Do you remember them? Anyway,
I remember that name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Let's see. When I was still
Ghetto
a ska
Blaster.
band, 69
right.
Fingers.
Nature Kids were
Nature Kids for sure. Well,
Yeah, well, not
a
so
little
much
hip-hoppy
ska, but yeah, more hip hoppy.
Yeah.
Dude, Nature Kids. I know we've talked about them before on the show, and
Yeah,
I'd
actually,
love to still talk.
Nature Kids did the intro for Drew Grabo's
Right.
old show, and it
Right.
was really long and good, actually. Yeah, man.
But all right, so back to our guest here in the room. So eventually here we'll get you to play some spoons in about 5 or 10 minutes. But we're going along your trajectory. You're literally in 6 different bands. A couple of them are duos, which is cool because that's a little easier contained.
Yes.
Right.
It's
So
a smaller drum set. It's easier load in. It's
well, it gives you an opening too to be able to play a lot of different venues. So over the course of your time, playing music, what are some of the best places you've really enjoyed playing?
Ooh, best places.
I mean, maybe we good acoustics or.
I just played that Halloween.
Oh, really?
With Oklahoma
Oh, you guys
Stackhouse.
did?
We
Oh.
played that Swanee.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Halloween.
I didn't know
How was that?
That was freaking awesome.
Was it?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to one of those
That
before?
was my first time.
So I got to say, I saw a lot of pictures from that this year.
Yeah.
And I'd never remember it being quite like that.
Really?
I mean,
Was
with
it something extra this year?
It seemed
Well,
like
they did
it.
that silent disco, which maybe is
Dude,
more.
I'm talking about the stage setups and like the stuff they had up in the
Yeah.
woods,
Right.
The
And
artwork.
like and like lots of lights.
They had a light show that went over the lake.
Yeah,
and it was
that's-
it was crazy.
Now, I've never been before, but I've never remember seeing pictures like I saw this year.
Right.
You know, so I don't know if, they stepped up their game or what, but I was like, damn, I think I'm going to go next year. You know?
Hell yeah. It was
And I mean,
awesome.
there's at least, 50 bands playing, right?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Music all day.
Yeah,
every
and like
day.
Dizzle Funk, I know DJ'd
Yeah,
there.
right.
And I saw a couple other DJs that I recognized. I'm like, I didn't even know that, DJs were playing that,
Right.
So.
And there were quite a few. There's actually a good amount of Orlandonians there.
Yeah, definitely.
There was
definitely.
us. There was Shaq Nasty.
There was a lot. Legendary JCs, I think, were there.
Kenny
I know.
Baker, Sunday Honey was there.
Yeah.
Even though they're kind of more Tampa, but
Well, yeah, they're
still-
both.
they are.
They're definitely
include 'em,
both.
they're
right?
not Orlando.
Yeah,
man.
Someday Honey.
Not even our county, man. What the fuck?
God damn it.
Goddamn
What the
Pinellas.
God damn it.
Pinellas punks.
Right? But no,
Man.
it's fantastic, man. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
I know.
So that was really probably the best.
And then the other
experience
other
or
good
event,
ones,
yeah.
I mean, House of Blues in Orlando is always great.
Okay.
Trying to think of some of the other bigger things. I'm about to play that band shell come January
wow.
Eve 6.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So that's going to be another good
That's going to be a
one.
huge show.
So that's downtown, right?
Downtown.
And
yeah.
what is that a free show or?
I don't think it's free, but it's at the band shell, so you can totally hear it
Right,
if you're
right.
like, close enough
Is
to
it? It's some festival or something, right? Like, is it the food and wine?
Not a food and wine, but it is some event.
Because I remember seeing.
Okay, let me look it
I
up.
think it's January 25th.
Who did I see?
We'll look that one up.
And I was like, damn, these guys are playing here. Holy shit! It was like,
Oklahoma Stackhouse.
anyways.
All right, there you go. We pulled it from Orlando Weekly article. Sugar Ray and Eve Six to bring summery vibes to Orlando this winter
Summery.
at Hullabaloo Beach Bash.
Hullabaloo
Beach Bash.
Surfs up, Thornton Park, Lake Eola Park is a place
Yeah,
for
dude.
next year's
Can
Hullabaloo
I bring my board, bro?
in Thornton Park. That's right, bro. You better bring your board.
Shit, bro.
Epic.
Oh wow, yeah, he does kind
I'll
of
bring
look
my
like.
sex wax, dude. We get it on, dude. It's my sex
This
wax.
side picture of him looks like Ellen DeGeneres. Hold on. Poor Mark McGrath.
Mark McGrath.
So what are we doing?
No,
Dude, yeah.
What are we doing?
Oh, what? That looks like pink.
Yeah, it looks like
Lord.
pink.
That's
anyway,
totally
all right,
pink there.
we're taking. All right,
But
we
then
don't.
is that Mark McGrath?
Oh my god, yeah,
wakeboarding
that is
below
totally.
it?
I don't know.
That's that's on Lake Eola.
I think that might just be a generic person. Anyway,
But dude, look at pink.
all right,
I mean,
let's
he's
look at
looking a little masculine.
wow.
Yes.
Well, that'll be a very
Sure.
fun gig. One question I had real quick before we lose
we don't
track
have
of
time,
time.
dude.
No, but
No
we
time for
do.
your
We do have time. Hold on, I swear we do. I'm producing.
Gotta
the show.
cut you a break.
We got to. All right, I can see the time. Yeah. So
7:52, everybody.
when you do the organic drums,
Yes.
like we discussed, is it
Yes.
harder to mic them?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious about that aspect of it too, because
Yeah.
it's like you've got to almost be your own.
Hey man, do you got
Damn sound engineer.
boxes, bro?
So I am like the sound guy for most of my bands. It,
Okay.
it really
Yeah.
sucks being the drummer and the sound guy.
Oh, dude, you got all the load in and all the work,
It
bro.
sucks. It just sucks.
Not just fucking the drums, but cables and mics
Oh,
and stands. Oh,
everything.
dude.
Everything.
Take Mike's
I
McGrath's
hope you get a bigger
Oh, Lord.
percentage.
bass amp off the.
I need a roadie. If anybody out there is out there want to be a roadie, I need a roadie.
Careful what you ask for.
But so with the hand percussion,
JB's got a daughter.
It's hard to mic them all. Like you get a lot of tones out of one little hand drum.
Oh yeah, you do.
And I have two congas, I have two bongos, I have two timbales. Wow. And then all sorts of shakers and bells and, auxiliary percussions.
You just need more cowbell, bro.
That's
all
what
you
everyone
need.
says. Just more cowbell and a chicken coop.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Chicken coop.
No, actually, the samba whistle is like the crowd pleaser. Everybody
Yeah.
loves
What about the woodblock?
The tritone.
Can you
samba
emulate
whistle.
that? What does that sound like? Samba
Oh,
whistle.
God. It's that thing that's like.
What?
Like
What's
the
it called?
sound at a soccer game in Brazil.
Tritone. It sound like a soccer game in Brazil. Yeah.
You hit
Try-
that with the stick and it makes that noise?
Yeah. My
No way. A stick
just-
makes that sound?
no,
Oh, no,
a
you-
whistle.
Oh, you
Yeah, it's a
actually
whistle, but
Yeah,
you
it's a
push
whistle.
the stick in and out to get the change.
Exactly. Right.
What?
Interesting.
Mine's just got two little holes on it. So
And you got to blow in it?
You got to blow in it.
Oh man, that blows.
Was my mouth samba whistle not like identical to that?
It was pretty
YouTube
close,
thing,
yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Here?
yeah, you're spot on.
I was impressed with myself.
I like the way the spoons sound, bro.
All right, so so we got about 5 minutes. Bring your
solo?
We'll bring your microphone down. Position it so it's so you do the sound engineering for the spoons. All right. Well, all right. So we'll give you a little bit in the monitor.
Sounds a little
there.
flat. Can you bring it up a little bit?
Oh shit!
Oh my god! I've heard that before. Dude, it's like I'm watching a Western, bro.
Awesome,
Oklahoma Steakhouse. Stackhouse.
dude. Oh,
Nice.
oh wow,
That's
that was
cool.
remarkable. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, we'll bring you back up.
Bring it back down. So that's the
Oh my
spoons.
god.
Yeah.
That was great, dude.
Does that hurt your hands?
I envy.
Doing that?
That is awesome.
A little bit. But
Ever
not
since
too
I was a
bad.
kid, I've always wanted to do that. So I love that you could do that, man.
Thank you,
That
thank you.
that was exciting to me. Really
It sucks because I
It
know
was super.
the only thing JB uses a spoon for is to cook up his meth right before he shoots it.
Wow.
Oh, that
I don't
good
even have a
stuff.
sound effect. It's such a lame joke.
Yeah.
But with the spoons, it's always
Meth, we're
fun
on
that
Meth, we're on it. Yeah, I
when
saw
you
that.
when you finally get that finger little thing down,
Yeah, hell yeah.
get that little roll.
That looks like that hurt.
Most
It's
people do that in high school. You can try to get the
That
little
finger thing
the
down,
little finger
dude.
tricks.
You look for the button. It's
In the
never,
bathroom.
It's never down there.
Can you play the plastic spoons?
Yeah, that's right. You've got to just have it right. So clickety clack.
Exactly.
Man, you are a hell of a talented guy, man.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you were able to come in studio and share a little bit with us. In closing, before we run to a track here and queue up a call with Danny Rock,
Yeah.
what kind of things haven't you done that you want to do? You don't want to play the chicken coop? We know that.
Lord, don't want to play the chicken coop, but actually, I think I would like to be a one man band.
Really?
That's the one thing I want to do. I'd like
You
to.
play
I'd like to
guitar?
sing. No, I play bass. I play
What about the
drums, and I
guitar? Can you play the guitar? I bet you play the guitar
play
pretty
the
well.
Well, you had the first Oklahoma Stackhouse. That
yeah,
was
right.
totally,
At the last Orlando Brewing gig, I played ukulele and sang a little tune that I wrote.
Ukulele,
Yeah.
that's
I can
pretty close to
you know,
guitar.
right? I can do drums with my feet.
All
It's, I don't know. I'm thinking about doing like bass lines on the piano with my hand, drumming with the other hand,
interesting.
and singing.
doing like a straight up one man band kind of deal.
Totally.
Do you sing in the Oklahoma Stackhouse?
Backup. All
Okay.
the things I always do backup.
So
singing.
does everyone in the band sing in that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
cool. So you
Stackhouse, we all
harmonize
do.
and
yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. Well, the audience
cool.
is killing me because we haven't asked about his abs yet. I'm being
Oh,
told.
Lord.
The women love this man's abs. I don't know if you've seen pictures of him. What's the story behind
I
the
don't wanna see
legendary
it, like,
abs? No, we don't want to. We
So,
don't. We got people asking though.
The legendary abs.
Yeah.
God, I can't think of the artist, but I was basically born this way.
Okay.
That's Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. So you were a little baby born with abs. I
I came out the womb with a 6-pack.
Come on.
And so I've always surfed. Like ever since I was little, there's pictures
you're a
of me
surfer too?
surfing. I love surfing, man.
So you knew that you got the sex wax
and
joke.
So, but I think from surfing, I think from being athletic all my life, especially from drumming. I've watched videos of me slow motion when I'm
Right.
You're using all that side shit like crazy.
My muscles are so tense during all of it.
I think it was some pictures from you at Tanqueray or something like, and you could just see the women in the comments like, "What's going on? Who's that? How do I get a piece of that?" But besides the musical appeal, that's good. You've also got that.
Right.
Oh, so you're playing without a shirt on.
It
for the
landed me
ladies.
actually a burlesque show.
Really?
Yeah, I did my first professional burlesque performance in July.
What?
Wow.
Right. I got paid
for who?
Damn, good for you,
at
bro.
Maxine's.
For vaudeville
Oh,
entertainment?
vaudeville.
Vaudeville
That's
entertainment.
damn well you should.
Yeah, so we know vaudeville.
Good.
You guys know vaudeville?
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
we've had
we broadcasted
Roxy?
from
Yeah, we know
Maxine's
Roxy.
before.
Nice.
Roxy.
and from also Kush. She came into Kush.
Skylar.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
Skylar, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, those guys are great. But right now we're talking with Kevin Greene. Kevin, what's the best way for people to go? We're going to run into a Run Raquel track here in a minute before this phone call. But what's the best way for people to get connected with you if
and those abs.
they want to check out your abs or they want to check out your music?
Kevin Greene on Instagram is Taco Verde. You guys can follow me on Instagram.
Taco Verde.
At Taco Verde. I love it.
Correct. And then
Taco Verde, bro.
on Facebook, just search Orlando's favorite drummer or Kevin Greene, and you will find me.
Nice.
Wow.
The talented Kevin Greene, 6-man band. Phenomenal. This is one of the bands that he's in. Run Raquel. We're going to queue
Is
up.
this one of the duos?
Lavender.
This is the funk pop band.
Quattro.
Yeah, Quattro.
Let me ask you real quick: are any of the horn guys in this band as well?
Nope.
And are any of your bands have multiple, players are in any other bands with you? In other words, do you share a band with any other players?
Only Smash and Trash and
Right.
Oklahoma Stackhouse.
Is Smash and Trash a duo?
Yes.
And
So the duos I do.
Okay.
But then beyond that, no, I'm just
basically the bands,
I'm
the full band.
If you're just joining us, like the Reverend,
the guys you really like are the duos. The other guys would be like,
let them cue up this song. Shut up, pipe it down over there.
Hope that you listen, Stackhouse.
Give us a little flavor of Lavender. What's this song about?
So a little flavor of Lavender. It's just basically all Run Raquel is just positive rock and roll.
Yeah.
Funk.
Awesome.
It's funk, it's poppy, it's fresh. It'll make you dance, make you get up and do some stuff.
Unlike his other band, which is all negative.
All
rock
negative.
and roll.
WJBW Rev Show talking with Kevin Greene. Enjoy some Run Raquel. We got
Take me down the road to the ending. When it's done, you will see nothing but just scraps and pennies. Then you'll come to realize it meant something in the process. It's a style in disguise. It will creep into your conscience. Lavender, it's a fix. Some might even call it a trick. See the second as it's passing right on by. Lavender, fill it up. Let the moment fill your cup. And then you might see the light. The second right before your eyes. Don't let the feeling fade out. Feel it up inside. Lavender, it's a fix. Some might even call it a trick. See the second as it's passing right on by. Lavender, fill it up. Let the moment fill your cup. Then you might see the light. I said, don't let that feeling fade out. See the second unfold. See what it's all about. I said, see the second right before your eyes. I said, don't let the feeling fade out. Feel it up inside. Lavender, see it through. Let the moment come to you. Feel the energy and everything alive. Lavender, fill it up. Let the moment fill your cup. Then you might see the light. Lavender, see it red, see it all the colors instead. Feel the energy and everything alive. Lavender, see it through. Let the moment come to you. Then you might see the light. Lavender, it's a fix. Some might even call it a trick. See the second as it's passing right on by. Lavender, see it through. Let the moment come to you. Then you might see the light. Then you might see the light.
Hey, if you're not having a good time, I'm not having a good time. So
right.
why the fuck you listening?
There you go. It is the
Get the
JV
fuck
Rev
off
Show.
my channel.
Thank you, Reverend.
Yeah.
On
Why
the line.
the fuck are you listening?
That was a great session with Kevin Greene. But on the line with us now, coming up into the next thing, we have a very talented artist. He calls Orlando home. I believe originally he's from Puerto Rico. So I'm super excited and happy to introduce y'all to our guest tonight, 8 o'clock hour. It is Danny Rock. How the hell are you doing, brother?
Yo. How you doing? Yeah,
Great.
everything is fine. Thanks for having me on the show, JB.
Hell yeah, man.
Thanks. I'm glad to be on.
You're you're a great artist here in Orlando, and you do kind of stuff, and I will get into the details of it because we always like to peel it back as far as we can with folks. So, people may have seen your work on the streets, a box, a beautified dumpster. It's always very kind of iconic, and you've got your own style with it too, and that's what I love. So give us an idea, Danny. How long have you been doing art? How long have you been in Orlando? How long have you been doing art?
Yeah, I've been in Orlando now going on 12 years. And, I've been doing art all my life, basically, as a kid. And so, just like bringing the museum quality art to the streets. Just, I find it, I kind of try to break the barriers with, the whole social economic issue and, just bring nice quality classics and just have it like on dumpsters and stuff. I always think it's hilarious. So I like the spin that I take on it. Yeah, it's pretty amazing just to do that.
Well, and that's just one example, right? Here in Orlando, there's a couple of dumpsters out there that have your great works of art on them, and I think I recently even modified some of those. But in saying all of that, how did you get started with art as a young age? You grew up in Puerto Rico, or where were you hailing from originally?
Oh yeah, no, no, that's funny. My parents are Puerto Rican, but I grew up in Spanish Harlem. Yeah,
what?
I grew up in Spanish Harlem,
NYC.
Yeah, it was New York City, yes.
Damn.
And it was, it's Spanish Harlem. It was, they call it the barrio. It's where the old Italians used to live. But then once we moved in, they all scattered.
Okay.
Which is, things started changing. So, I lived there all my life. And, New York always had murals ever since I was a kid. I was always inspired by the works they would do there.
A lot of great
and
art.
Then, a lot of great art back then. And then I remember we moved over to the Bronx. And, I was always in art school. I got an award for art. I did the yearbook there. And I always doodled, but I never really took it, I never took it serious. It wasn't something that my parents really thought was going to be something that was
not like a
any
doctor,
value,
Right. It's not like studying law, being a doctor. It was frivolous.
Exactly. They didn't, exactly. They just saw like something like a hobby, something to just pass the time, keep me out of trouble. And so, that's the road I took. And then, after that, I joined the Army, and then I was in the Army for a while. So,
oh wow, thank you. Thank you for your service, brother.
No problem. It's great. So that toughened me up a little bit, and I totally let it go. Once I got in the Army and all that, art just wasn't, a priority for me.
You can't do art in the Army, unless you're in the art army.
No.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
no, you can't. So then, later on after that, I got out. I was kind of feeling kind of lost, and I then moved to Puerto Rico where my parents were at, and then there I worked at the Hard Rock, and I started slowly kind of getting back into the art deals, and I started really being inspired. I saw, then I just got motivated. There was one guy doing a mural in there at the Hard Rock at the time.
Right. Okay. What time?
And I was really impressed by his work.
What time frame was this? Like what year?
Oh, yeah. This was around 97.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm pretty old, man. I'm 50. Yeah, I'm 50.
Damn.
I'm turning 50 this year. So
congrats.
I'm already 50.
Excited.
I just turned 50. So
yeah, the Reverend's
not
50.
that old.
Yeah, I know.
So
you're in good company.
So, hey, my question for you, Danny.
It's a good age. It's a good age.
So that was about the time that Danny, right there. This is the Reverend, by the way. You got out of the dumpster and started painting the dumpster, right? That was what, 97, 96? Back behind
he was at the Hard Rock in Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah, it was at the Hard Rock. Yeah, it was at the Hard Rock. Yeah, that's when I was slowly, at that time, I was slowly getting back into the art. And when I moved, a lot of things happened. But then I moved to Orlando in 2008.
Oh, okay.
And then that's when because, I went to school and I started getting into the medical field. And so I got into orthopedics. So I'm an orthopedic technician now.
Oh, wow.
But then when I moved to Orlando here around 2011, I submitted for this call to artists that they had in the Orlando Weekly magazine. It was for doing art boxes, doing art on utility boxes.
Right.
And it was being run by Joanne Grant, the Mills 50, the coordinator for Mills 50.
Right.
She was the art director. She still is.
Yep.
And so I got on board with them, and I did my first 2 boxes was on Mills and 50.
Yeah.
That's the one that has the Fight Club, and the other one next to it that has the Medusa. They've been there for a while. They're going on 10 years.
They're still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm so glad because, street art just really doesn't last that long. So I've been just, amazed at how much that one lasted.
No doubt, because a lot of...
And then from there,
Go on.
Yeah, from there, it just took off. From there, they just, Joanne Grant, along with Patty Sheenan, the commissioner, they kept calling me and having me prime the boxes for the artists, and they got me really involved in that program. And then that's kind of how it took off. It started with a few art boxes, the utility boxes. Then they moved on to doing the dumpsters. Then they moved on to doing the art on the storm drain, where they had that campaign where it was only rain down the drain.
Yeah, that's right.
And I've been really privileged to work with them for so long. And it's been quite a success.
Very healthy relationship so far. And we're talking with Danny Rock. You probably have seen his work driving around Orlando, maybe not even known it. And that's what's cool about having you on our show, because we try to, give a little bit of love there where, other times you can be like, oh, just driving by. But what I love about your art, man, is kind of like you said already, it's kind of like fine street art, if that's even a category.
Thanks.
Like, yeah, it's like
that is definitely.
Yeah, you kind of like wash out fine art stuff. So you got to have skill to do the fine art stuff, and then you kind of wash it out, and you make it durable. You make it in these public spaces. So it's almost like a part of the area that you're looking at it in. So I mean, that takes great skill. And you were talking a little bit about the Hard Rock and watching people do murals. How do you constantly, learn from people? How to do that is a lot of still, you said self-taught, I know. But a lot of that, are you still striving to learn different styles, street graffiti?
Always.
We interviewed Dollar Bill a while ago, and that guy's a badass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, Dollar Short. Yeah. He's amazing. Yeah. No, I love his work. Yeah. Cause it's, he uses that style that it's recognizable, it's him. Yeah. He's a great guy. Yeah, I met him one time when he was doing something over at it was called the Walls of Boha. It was that Chinese restaurant.
Yeah,
okay,
man.
right.
Yeah. And I did some work there. Yeah, that's where I did my Marie Antoinette there. That classic that I did. It's no longer there, but it was up for a year.
Let me ask you this.
That was pretty good.
Danny,
how I stay,
have you done have you been a part of the Sam Flax wall at all?
I did. I did the one, I did the one where the kid was like jumping, and it was World Hunger, and it was around the globe.
Okay, yeah.
But, that was the one that I did. That was a good one. Yeah, because that one was kind of themed, so they wanted it to be kind of earthly related, which was pretty nice. I mean, and those guys, they really took care of me. They were great.
Totally.
Each artist got like a stipend, so it was like each artist, they didn't pay you in cash, but you got like $1,000 worth of art supplies.
Right, it's Sam Flax. You get whatever you want.
It's great.
It's there. It's like a artist paradise. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. No, that's the hub. That's the supply hub. Definitely. Yeah. No, I love it there. So but how I think it's a lot of the keeping with the artist style is all about passion.
Right.
I think anything you're passionate about, you just naturally get good at. And if the passion's not there, I mean, there's no amount of like practicing and studying that's going to make you any good, I think, or it'll be a struggle. You can get good, but I find that it just naturally flows when it's the passion. So I'm always practicing, learning new styles, trying to come up with new techniques. I try not to look at too many other artists' work at some time, just to focus on me.
That makes sense.
I think for me, I have to do that. You have to pull back and not get too focused on what I'm seeing and what I'm liking too much, and kind of just find my style with my mood, where I grew up. Thinking sometimes we have to go to deep places to where we feel like a little bit of remorse, pain, to just come up with a style that kind of comes through.
Yeah.
A lot of that was with the classics and everything, Yeah. So growing up, my grandma always had Renaissance paintings of all these saints and statues and all this stuff. And, So I guess part of my motivation was seeing how much power she gave to that when she prayed to all these paintings that she had.
Oh, wow.
If that makes any sense.
In Puerto Rican culture, I think they take the mother's maiden name as the last name. Is that right? Yeah. So there's venerating of women and the madre, the mother, which is awesome. So you kind of, you pulled that, tapped into that power and harnessed it. So right now,
which is funny because my mom's name is Maria.
Oh.
So it's really ingrained in the culture. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah.
So you, right now, I think you are working on some new stuff. I saw a video you posted recently of some new stuff kind of that you got coming.
I'm busy.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about what you're doing right now, kind of the stuff you're getting into. What are some of the things you got coming up?
Well, the stuff that we got coming up is like a big surprise over at the old Taco China restaurant.
Yeah.
That spot closed down for a while now. I think we've been closed for like a year now, and we're getting it ready to open. So it's going to be a surprise, but I think it's no longer going to be tacos.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's going to be pretty good. I mean, most of the art in there, I did a big mural in there.
Really?
And then I got some paintings that I've done that basically the whole decorating in there is going to be great. So
wow.
That project, along with the owner, Edgardo, has been keeping me busy.
I was going to say, is Eduardo, what's Eduardo doing right now? Is Taco China not open?
No, they moved into a new place just up the road, the old Lamb, the old Chinese place, Golden Palace, whatever it was.
Yeah, the old Forbidden City. The old Forbidden City restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they're there. Most of the works in the mural that's out there is mine.
Gotcha.
Which actually, that mural that's out front,
Andrew
mural
Spears
that's
one?
out front, I remember that Andrew Spears had his piece there, right?
Yep.
And so at that time, I went over, I didn't want to go over his stuff. So I wanted to go talk to the man and give him his respect,
Right.
So, I went, I spoke to him and I told him, hey, listen, you want to collaborate and we could do something, but we want to do something different.
Right.
So, he just got really busy and everything, but he did stop by and everything. But he gave me his blessing. So then, I went along and I did that. But Andrew's another guy that I respect a lot, and I love his work. And he's a great guy. And
you cannot hang out with Andrew Spear without learning something.
He's a good friend.
He's a dispensary of wisdom.
Especially about making money.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, this guy's a money guy. Yeah, no, he's great. He's great. I love him. He's a good guy.
I think recently I saw he released like playing cards, and I want like 5 5 decks of those.
Oh my God. Yeah. That was good. Yeah. I like his Joker.
Yeah, he's got dope stuff.
That was good. Yeah.
We're talking with Danny Rock, a great local Orlando artist here, and it's awesome to hear coming up. So you can't say what's coming in the old Taco China place yet, but all your artwork is in there.
No, he'll hang me. Yeah,
don't worry.
Me in front of the place.
So, but your artwork, when that place opens, as whatever it's going to be, your artwork, Danny Rock, is going to be in there, all up in there. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be, my latest work is going to be in there. It's a mix of street and urban. It's going to be, just great. We want people to go check it out. It's going to be a nice, fun spot with the same feeling that Taco China had.
Right.
Just, different venue, basically. But, we're going to try to keep the same vibe. And, I'm liking the way the place is coming out, so. I'm excited about that.
That's awesome. Now, along the lines of Andrew Spear, are you trying to proliferate your work out there in any kind of forms of prints or anything like that? Are there artists out there that, are helping you kind of do that? Or what's your goal with kind of getting, your brand out there?
Yeah, that's the thing. See, since I'm a one-man band, whenever I get into one project, it keeps me so busy. I get caught up.
Right.
And so, but when it comes to prints, I always felt a little bit hesitant to do it because I want people that own my art to be known for having my originals. I kind of shoot myself in the foot when I do that because then when I go and I do like an art show, which I haven't done in so long,
right.
People kind of hesitate with buying originals because, they want to support the artist, but they don't want to drop 100, 200, 300, which I get it. But yeah, I could be pulling 5 prints, which that's $100. I mean, it just like covers my night or whatever, or 200 or what have you. But yeah, it's something that I've been thinking about. But I haven't really jumped on the bandwagon to get that rolling. Really.
Try to make it like hyper. And I love that, because what's funny about what you just said, it just reminded me of like I was DJing at Cushing. Guy was like, "Hey, do you have a business card?" And I'm like, I don't. And people ask me, JB Web Show, do you have a business card? And we don't. And so, when you kind of do stuff, based out off of that little simple, love principle, you kind of like don't think about it from a business perspective. Like you're not looking at every interaction like a monetary transaction. It's more of and we want it to be an authentic transaction. So I love that you kind of have that vibe as well. And by God, man, I mean, we've spoken with Michael Pilato. You know him here in town? Yeah. He did the Billy Maines. Yeah. And that guy is enigmatic, right? And I kind of have that vibe about you, that you, Danny Rock, you kind of have that too, where you're really more about the people, the vibe, the art, and what it elicits in you. So I love that, dude.
Yeah, it's about the passion. I mean, when it comes to money, it just shoots you in the foot. But I mean, there's different kinds of wealth, man. True. I mean, I'm telling you where I came from. In New York City, in El Barrio, and Spanish Harlem, basically the ghetto, to where I'm at now, that's success for me. Okay, I'm not a millionaire, but to me, that's success. I mean, coming out of there, getting away from the bad influences, and joining the army, all that. Everybody just what success is to somebody else is different for me. And I mean, I watch motivational stuff. Like I've listened recently to like the billionaire Dan Pena.
Okay,
he talks about. One way to succeed is focus on the few, not the many.
Right.
And that's what I try to do. I try to stay focused on the people in my town, influence, and try to sell where I'm at. And just let the passion and the rest take itself wherever it goes. I don't have an agenda to be this big shot billionaire artist. If it happens, great. But if it doesn't, I mean, I'm living my truth, my passion,
See, and that's what's beautiful.
Of course, the money's always good. But I don't want to just take it to a place where it starts to feel like work. And then I'm dreading it,
Yeah, exactly. Talking with Danny Rocca, what are some of the things maybe here in Orlando or out and abroad? You ever want to go back to New York? What are some of the things you want to kind of, leverage the art to let you do and be?
I don't know. I think that was, at least for me, I find that sometimes artists need support. We don't have that support base. I think a lot of artists find themselves really struggling with doing shows, not selling enough, and then really not speaking about it, not speaking about how much that affects them emotionally. Yeah. And, it's hard because some of us, we come from pain. Not everybody, but a lot of artists, we're out there, we want to be seen. But at the same time, most artists, and I include myself in some of this, we're kind of introverted.
Right.
And so I think it's like, it's that whole dichotomy, that whole, you want to be seen, you want to be famous, but the minute people reach out to you, there's this like fear of succeeding.
Right.
And I think that, a lot of that, I mean, that's
an important support. I love the fact that you're even talking about it, right? Because that's, again, what we try to do every week is just have a conversation with people and learn about people. Keeping the dialogue open is so important, because if you don't, listen to what the other person's saying, which you're clearly saying is like, hey, sometimes I have a show and I feel like crap afterwards. Nobody bought anything. And so maybe, in our art community, we can have a little bit of bolstering of, hey, you did this good, but you did this bad. Right? Like something you did good, but something you can fucking work on to make your shit better, because we're all sharpening knives. Yeah. We're all sharpening knives with our skills. We're all trying to be, a little bit better, I think, day by day with our passions and with what we love to do. So I love the fact, and you are a supporter of Orlando Art Army, Parago, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So we're going to get you, we're going to request your administrative privileges of that page so you can share your art a little bit more freely, because you fucking rock, Danny Rock.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
so I'll get that to you offline.
On Instagram,
Yeah, so what is the best way?
Oh, yeah, definitely. No problem.
What is the best way for people to communicate with you, to get in touch with what you do? What are your handles online? Give us the lowdown there.
Oh, yeah, mostly it's Instagram, Danny Rock 148 That's DANNYROCK 148.
Yep.
And the same thing on Facebook, Danny Rock 148 at Facebook.com. And then I do have a Square Shop. If you Google Danny Rock Art, it should come up where there's a Square Shop online store that you can
Google
purchase
that
some
right
of the
now.
art online.
Google that right
There you
now.
go.
Google
That's
that right
right.
now.
And Danny, if I want to go see your artwork right now, what corner are you going to send me to?
Well, I would send you to Tacocina. Yeah, on Mills
Tacocina
Avenue.
on Mills
Yeah.
Avenue. Beautiful.
That's right.
Great question.
In there, yeah.
You got any other
Nice.
questions over there, Kevin? That was Kevin asking that
Danny,
question.
Danny, you need a drummer for your band?
But only if you need a chicken coop
We got
player.
Kevin Greene in studio. Yeah,
like
he's a
bass.
badass drummer.
I
If
played
you,
timbales.
yeah, if you want him to play
Yeah,
any
no, I
music
heard that earlier.
for
Yeah.
your art show, yeah,
That was
that's the
pretty
man.
good.
Well, good. Well, we're all about the cross pollination, cross promotion. So wonderful, Danny Rocky. You do rock. We appreciate you giving us some
Thank you.
time. We want to encourage people to go check you out, correspond, communicate with you, and talk with you about how you can potentially help their business with some great original art or anything along those lines. So you're super talented. Do me a favor, hang on the line. We're going to bust away to a track from MK Gee. Here on the JB Rev Show, and we'll be back with a call from Katie Johnson of Pulptown. Find out a little bit more about that. It is Danny Rock on the JB Rev Show. Thank you, brother. Thanks for hanging in there.
Hey, thanks for having
Keep
me on.
doing it.
Thank you.
No
Thanks,
problem.
Danny.
Hang on the line, brother. It's the JB Rev Show. We will be right back. Not that way. No, we won't. I forgot I did that. Hold on. Let me do this. Hold on. Go over there.
Okay.
Do this. All right.
You're
Go over
doing
there.
that. And now,
All right,
JB
go over there.
Rev Show coming at you.
Jeez.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Or as they say in Jamaica, yes, man.
We'll be right back.
When he gets tired of holding your hand, leaving you down 'cause he knows he can. I'll be right here if you want to come home. Bring you in close 'cause I know you're alone. He doesn't know what he has when he's with you. If only my love was something you knew. If he can give you all what you need, drop all the baggage, come running to me and come late nights alone, I start losing my mind, thinking about how you're just wasting your time. So I sit here wishing your tables to turn, wishing that one of these days you will learn.
WJBW, Orlando, Florida. The first quasi-radio
All right, there it is. The JB Rev Show. We do everything live. We do everything uncensored. And being live and uncensored, you got to be able to have scheduled calls and people that call in on time. And fortunately, our in-studio guest was on time, and Danny Rock was on time, and our lovely guest from Pulptown is on time as well. So thank you.
On time.
Yeah, Katie.
Totally.
I think we have Katie Johnson, correct, on the line with us.
Yeah.
Katie.
Hey,
Yeah,
Katie.
Katie Johnston.
Hey, Katie Johnston. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was trying to tag you on Facebook. I think I tagged the wrong Katie Johnson. Anyway, great to have you on our little show here. So friend me on Facebook so Grandpa can tag you on this episode. But anyway, I love the fact, dude, I found out about Pulptown and I'm like, who's behind this thing? Pulptown, if you don't know it, Facebook it, Google it, check it out. But I want you to kind of give us a little description, a 10,000-foot view of what is Pulptown.
Okay, so Pulptown is a media publication that's sent out via daily email, sent out every morning at 7:02 into your inbox, 7 a.m., whatever. And it's a newsletter that kind of is what we call a daily cheat sheet to the city. We give you an understanding of what's going on in the city in about 5 minutes or less.
Yeah.
And we explore new places, introduce you new people, try to get new things about Orlando, Central Florida that you haven't heard of, and then help you best understand like issues and challenges the city and the area is facing and making them sound sexy as possible.
Right. There were some really great little historical bits that were out there. And I think it was like a video. And I'm like, wow, this is so comprehensive. And it's so smart and intelligent. So I love what you're doing with Pulptown. So this is your first year doing it. It's kind of the inception of it, right? This kind of launching of it here. When did Pulptown begin?
So actually March of last year. So we're a good year and a half into it.
Awesome.
It was the end of March. We launched to like a core group of people. When we first started, interviewed about 75 different people in Orlando, just kind of asking them what they felt like they were missing from the daily news and what they wanted to see more of. And we sent out the newsletter first to those 75 people and then to a group of my friends. And then from there, kind of let it organically grow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's really cool. And I mean, because that is what a newspaper should kind of really be, is what you want. Right, more of what you want, less of what you don't.
Streamlined and sexy. That's what I like about it. Like it's not like I have to go pick up a magazine that I have to memorize. Like, oh wait, Thursday this happens, Friday this happens, Saturday. Like, no. I just read it at 7:02 in the morning.
You get a little daily heads up in the email.
I know Red Raquel is playing here at 9 p.m. I know Oklahoma Stackhouse is going to play right after that at Tangeray's. Like it's that sounds beautiful.
Yeah, it does.
Mark McGrath is up next after his Botox shot. And anyway, so Katie, so give us some history about you, because you are basically like editor-in-chief, right? I guess would be the correct title.
Yeah, so I'm the director for Pulptown. We are a small skeletal team that is on the ground. We're owned by a parent company in Miami called Where By Us, and that company is actually have people like around the country. So probably about total of maybe 30-ish employees total from the central team to all of our teams in our little cities. So we're in 5 different cities. For me, it's myself and a video producer, Kayla O'Brien, here in Orlando. She's the one who makes those awesome historical and whatever videos. And she has formerly worked for a few news stations in town and also the Sentinel. And then we just hired someone part-time to help me with working on partnerships and some other biz leads and our membership program, which is a new thing that we've just kind of been trying to ramp up on. So that's it's us. It's just us 1.5. I produce and edit and write the newsletter that goes out every day. So that's where you'll hear more from me. And then my history, my background is I was working at a bar for a long time to pay bills because I always wanted to be a writer, and I think the biggest check I ever got was for $200, and I'm like, well, this is not sustainable. So in order to afford my life, I worked at a bar, and then after that, I went back into some PR work, which is what I was in college, what I went to college for many moons ago, and so did some PR work for an agency, left the agency, helped open up a restaurant, not mine, but manage it, and then eventually got recruited to come and do this, and that's what I've been doing, which now I get to say I write full time, and I can mostly pay my bills.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
So you're doing what you love, and you're getting paid what you deserve. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Because I understand.
But yeah, she could be paid more. She just clearly said that. Are you not listening? These nonverbal cues, I can hear them. But no, you do put in a lot of elbow grease doing the production of that stuff, and you got to go through the editing with a fine tooth comb. You got to make sure there's no grammatical mistakes. I mean, there's just a world of stuff you put your neck on the line for. So kudos to you, Katie. Just because I know that takes a lot of work, a lot of hustle.
Thank you. And one shout out, I do have Colin on our central team. He is actually at Pittsburgh, and he supports the Pittsburgh newsletter there, but he also edits me with a fine-tooth comb as well. So it's not just me editing. He goes back and makes sure I'm right. So I don't want to take all the credit.
You got a proof. Yeah, you got a little proof back up.
Yeah. Yep.
Got somebody spotting you. That's smart. Katie Johnston of Pulptown here in Orlando, and some of the other folks you said that you had worked with. What was cool is, we had the Kitchen Killers on before, and that's what I was like,
I love them.
Talking about the Kitchen Killers. I'm like, who is Pulptown? And then I was like, I started following Pulptown, and I'm like, what the hell is Pulptown? What's going on? And I was so happy when you responded, because I reached out to you. I'm like, hey, this is what we're doing, and let's talk. And so I'm glad that we can turn our audience on to y'all and what you're doing.
I didn't know about Pulptown until tonight. I just like the page, and it's killer. I like just going scrolling through it.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of cool stuff too.
Kevin, did you know about Pulptown before this?
No idea about it. I can't wait to sign up for it. Get my first one tomorrow morning at 7:02.
Now they're talking about a membership program, which is cool. What is that going to give you? A little bit more exclusive content, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and a membership program for us essentially means that, keeping us around for a long time, right? Because that's kind of what we have to rely on, is to make sure that we can keep the lights on. So we're looking at a membership program. Heck yeah. And so we will give you exclusive content, maybe exclusive giveaways, things we're working and partnering with different people in the community, and that will open up those giveaways and events, maybe behind the scenes of something to our members only.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, you get something.
So
if
you do
go
that
through Taco China as an
Patreon, or how would you set that up? Do you know yet?
Yeah, so for example, we're really about to start doing a push on our membership campaign in December, and we have gone out and spoken to different people in the community. We want to say hey, how can we give someone, our motto, for example, is to live like you live here. And so how can we put together a package that really helps you live like you live here? So we go talk to local businesses and organizations and say cool. Hey, we want to do this for our members. Right. And if you got something you'd like to donate, then that gets them over here and shows them how to live like you live here in Ivanhoe, for example, so kind of we're running it those kinds of conversations. And then of course, if we see an opportunity online for someone offering a cooking class, it's hey, do you have something that you could offer that might make it a little bit more personal or whatever, and then we can offer that to our members too.
So let me ask you this. I noticed scrolling through your page, you had a meetup back in August. You have another one of those coming up, or would you do those on the regular, or how'd that go?
Yeah, we were doing those pretty regularly, and with the skeletal team, as we run at so many things, it's been hard to put it back on the forefront. Okay. But I think we have been talking to local people in the community too about maybe partnering on some events and assisting with events. So we met with a cool group today called General Assembly, and they put together their own events with tech, super focused on tech. And so maybe talking to them about helping ways we can support them. Talk to Brendan from Bungalower about partnering in doing a big media type big event.
Yeah, I love that independent media. It's awesome.
Yeah, so just trying to support each other and people that are getting their start and people that have been here for a long time, and just working together on making an event really, really awesome versus trying to carry all that weight sometimes by yourself. Right. But the goal is to get back to having at least one event per month by the start of the year.
Yeah, so you'll be ultimately but sponsoring events, recurring. Yeah, and recurring events. You know who's a great person to connect you with is even Jessica Pauly, even though that I don't know if you consider Orlando weekly competition because you really guys have your own niche.
I mean, it's different.
Yeah, we can all have a seat at the table, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I met you on Jessica Bryce Young.
Jessica Pauly.
From the weekly?
Yeah.
Well, Jessica Pauly, not Jessica
Introduce
Bryce.
away.
Yeah.
Introduce away. I will.
She's a dear friend.
Well, you got a friend, old grandpa, here on Facebook. That's the only way I know how to communicate it. It's when I'm waiting at the Walmart to welcome people and say goodbye. Say hello, coming in there. Oh, goodbye, goodbye. Did you steal anything? Let me check your receipt. Anyway, I don't know why.
You know what? I do love a good Walmart greeter, though.
Yeah,
so that's
you're
okay.
right. You're right. Well, I mean,
they're really friendly.
Ancient times, they used to have even the most glorious of benedictions upon your entry upon a village or a town, right? I mean, that's ancient, but we're talking with Katie Johnston of Pulptown, and what's the best way for people to interact or correspond with you besides go to Facebook, Pulptown, Google? What's the best way? There's a direct site, right?
So on our so our website is pulp.town, and it's pulp is in orange. So that comes from just kind of like the history of Orlando being more about like orange groves and things like that.
Right.
And also the pulp sometimes represents like the nitty gritty.
Okay. That's
so
cool.
Pulp.town is our website. If you want to email us directly, you can email us at hello@pulp.town or me directly, Katie@pulp.town. I answer both, so you'll be getting me either way.
All right.
And then on Instagram, we're just Instagram//Pulptown, Facebook the same, Twitter the same.
So, Kevin, do you have any questions for Katie? Because you've been a great in-studio guest.
Kevin Greene in studio, who is definitely his abs alone are interview subject.
So Katie, do you need a musical intern there? Is my question.
A musical writer?
An intern.
Yeah, writer.
So.
Yeah, an intern writer. I don't need to get paid much. Just like a few snacks here and there.
Or Katie, do you need a chicken coop player?
Yeah.
Because he's really
Do I need what here?
a chicken coop player.
I'm better at the spoons, Rev.
Listen to
You guys heard
he
me
just
play
played the spoons on our show earlier, like no joke. But anyway, he's a great percussionist. He's in about 6 bands. His name's
locally.
Kevin Greene.
Yep.
Yeah, great guy.
And so he's actually.
I mean, I'm sure I can connect Kevin Greene with someone if he can't already connect himself.
There you go. All right. Fair enough.
Sounds like he knows everyone. And if you have, like some music, whatever, especially if it's about local musicians or anything like that, then by all means, you can send me a pitch and right away. Like, I'm all down for someone who wants to write if that's what you're.
Do you like
unless you just want to come and like sit in my house and play music while I write. Like,
What's happening? We don't know what could happen.
I will play music for you. We will make this happen. I can dig it.
She just Googled you. I think is what happened.
I will as soon as I hang up.
Hey, Katie, you'll be.
Verde.
He just did his first burlesque show a couple of weeks ago.
Right, a couple months ago.
Maybe you could do like a little burlesque for her and sing.
Right.
Are those Facebook? Are those Pulptown member friendly kind of events?
Correct.
Oh yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Maxine's on Shine.
That's right.
Yes, it's all local.
Yeah, I love her.
It's all local and friendly.
There you go.
It's
all
true.
Right,
well, talk about pulp.
Remarkable. Okay, shut up, Reverend over there.
What is that?
I don't know.
Katie Johnston.
Let's moving along.
So you're definitely. Are you from Orlando? I know we're kind of working backwards with that question. I know you went to college here, I think.
Okay. No, actually, I went to school at the University of Alabama, so I'm one of those people who stand by the fact that Alabama were like national champs when everybody else was screaming.
Wow.
So that's me. Girl. So it's really hard. It's hard to promote Orlando all the time, especially when it comes to football season. But so I'm born and raised in Alabama, and I moved here after college, and I've been here now 13 years.
All right.
Yeah, kept thinking I was going to leave, and it just keeps getting better, so I keep staying.
A lot of local legend candidates up in here tonight.
They're getting close.
The WJBW, they are getting close. We're talking with a lot of great people that are doing a lot of great things, and I don't think there's any let up anytime soon. We wish you the very best.
Absolutely,
with
Katie.
Pulptown, Katie, because it really is a very cool, a very original concept, and I love that you're honing it in. And it's just like Bungalower guy, I forget his first name. I call Bungalower guy.
Brendan.
Yeah, Brendan. Yeah. Sorry, Bungalower guy. Just like the Bungalower guy. You know, you come in and you kind of you said, "Hey, I have these specialties, I have these skills," and that's what's beautiful about Orlando. It is this community.
Sharing it with the
there
community.
is a seat at the table for everyone.
That's right.
So we love the fact that you're doing what you're doing. If there's anything we can help do, air support, amplify, you know, your vibe. That's what we're all about. So
I already like the page.
Loop us in on that. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to 7:02 in the morning.
Encourage people.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great time too for an email
Greene.
digest, by the way, because sometimes you might not know if Eve Six and Sugar Ray are playing at the
with the Oklahoma Stackhouse.
At the with two bands. The guy is in two bands over there. Run Raquel
got a
and
duo of duos.
Oklahoma Stackhouse are going to be opening for
I'm
Eve
learning
6.
so much.
You are learning, yeah. Well, so we'll stay connected with you.
Right back at you.
You rock. What we're going to do here is a little bit unconventional. Hold on. So we're gonna we'll let you one last time. Please get out the places, the best places. It's pulp.town.
Yep.
Is the URL.
Yep.
And
Correct.
also,
and then Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter is just Pulptown.
Pulptown.
You know, I'm going to go on Instagram right now, Katie. And
what was going to say? We're going to run into a Reverend's revelation.
Well, let's talk about that.
A little bit unconventional. We're not going to bust away. So, Katie, we thank you so much. Hang on the line. Let me take you off this channel. The Reverend's going to actually queue up every week. He does a recommendation or a Reverend's revelation of some music he's
That's
into.
my DJ name, Katie, in case you're wondering.
Oh, he's a DJ if you want him to be. Okay, there you go.
So, and I'm also Captain
I was waiting
Jerry.
for like a Rev Run quote.
Well, we're going to bust out into Revelations here.
He's going to
and I'm
do
going to
beatbox.
speak some word of the Lord. Okay, so let's praise Jesus for a minute.
All right,
just kidding. No.
All right. Well, thank you so much again, Katie.
Hold the line.
Hold the line. We're going to a Reverend's revelation.
Okay. So this is by a group called French 79. It's actually one guy. He's an artist and producer, and this just came out. And this is a song called Remedy. And it's pretty cool. It just came out last week. So
hold on, you got to give me the plug.
All right, so this is I got the plug in here. I'm ready to go.
Oh, you do? Okay,
yeah, dude.
Very good. All right, good.
All right, so it's playing. There we go.
All right,
turn it up.
Sounds good. The Reverend's Revelation, the JB Rev Show. Go check out Pulptown.
French 79, The Remedy.
Hey, if you're not having a good time, I'm not having a good time. So why the fuck you listening? Get the fuck off my channel.
Oh, yeah, back with the JB Rev
That
Show.
was a good revelation.
You like that one?
We kind of bumped it out. Like I said, a little unconventional. We
French
went
79, dude.
Yeah. Oh, is that who that was? Yeah. So tell us a little about that track.
Well, it's called The Remedy. And it's funny because I heard it like last week, and Alejandro, and I forgot to tell you this earlier. Alejandro is Stereo 77. He's DJ.
Oh, right.
And he just released a mix that came out. And so did I, by the way, actually, episode 1 for The Establishment.
Oh, right.
Which is done really well. Like that, there's been a lot of downloads on that. And
nice.
I'm really kind of proud of that, actually. And it's doing really well. But what I was going to tell you is Alejandro put this up today, and me, him, and Andrew Spear were talking about it, going back and forth. So this album came out last week, and he reminded me, like, wow,
French 79.
French 79.
Yeah, there's a whole
really
new
dope.
disco and new disco kind of vibe.
Yeah, but
over in
that's
France.
kind of got like the late '90s vibe of like Cassius and Daft Punk, and so it's like it's a really kind of groovy, and me with the groovy,
right?
Like the yacht rock and all that.
No doubt. Oh,
Wait,
damn!
what
I forgot.
year was that
I got
one
that phone
recorded?
all the way up. Hold on.
That just came out last week.
That was new?
Yeah, brand new.
Yeah, so that's a recent release. But okay, so I think we got Jack DeMarco on the line for a little bit of breaking news. Badly, you got that lead in, Reverend? Oh no, hold on. Is this Jack DeMarco on the line? Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
What's up, baby fresh? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, brother, man. Appreciate you being able to come. Come up on the show here and give us a little bit of breaking news. Badly.
Yeah, man.
Let me
How
make
you doing,
sure.
Jack?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Doing
I'm
all right?
good, Rev. How are you?
I'm great, buddy.
Doing all right.
Hey, what happened to you this morning?
Morning.
Yeah, dude. I woke up and turned over. You were gone. Do you have my wallet?
Sorry.
You got my wallet, man?
I had to do some things. I had things to take care of.
I still had a good time. Thanks for coming over.
Okay.
Good times.
They're lovers. They're fighters. All right.
Fighters?
I don't know.
I got nothing but love for the DeMarco.
Breaking news, Badly. That's what we do here with Jack DeMarco now, rebranded. So at any rate, you've been doing good in all seriousness, besides with sleeping with the Rev or whatever's just going on there?
I didn't go there. I said, I rolled over and he was gone.
Okay.
There's nothing. We weren't sleeping.
he just implied there was sleep happening. There was no sleep happening.
Okay.
There was no sleep going on.
I should be
a lot of rolling around going on. I rolled
way
around.
better journalist than that. I shouldn't fall for that again. I fall for that every time.
Slow roller or Jack's really quick on his feet.
He's quick in a lot of things.
That's Kevin Greene in studio. Do you know our in studio
I was going to
guest?
say, I don't, but I did hear another voice. I was like, whoa, someone else is speaking.
Hey, well, Jack, Kevin Greene here.
Listen, Jack, what I want
to... How are you, man?
Excellent, brother.
Kevin's a great musician, but what I want to do real quick is let you know that we're doing a War on Christmas here.
Yeah, we are.
The third week
Fuck
of
Christmas.
December. We're in a War on Christmas. And maybe you and Kevin could work together on a rival impromptu Christmas band against the Yelves.
Yes.
The Yelves are going to be in studio. I
I'm
think
down for it, man.
Bad Santa is going to be making an
Christian
appearance.
Kelty.
So maybe Kevin
Bro,
Greene can
let's do
work
it.
with you. All right, so because we need somebody to kind of go up against the Yelves a little bit to make it kind of the true battle of the bands that we want a War on Christmas. Anyway,
can we be
I am a Grinch at heart, Kevin. I am a Grinch at heart.
Same here, brother. Same here.
Okay.
I'm more of a Krampus myself.
We'll introduce you guys. Yeah, you are. He is a
Apparently,
Krampus.
Krampus has been banned from a...
St. Cloud. St. Cloud. I had
St.
everything
Cloud.
to do with
Yeah,
that.
he's been banned from St. Cloud.
Well, Saint...
Apparently, he's too scary for the kids of St. Cloud. Yeah.
That's true. Did I take away one of your stories?
That was the first story.
I'm here all night.
No, you
First
did
story.
not.
Oh.
That was just ancillary. Yeah, we just got that was collateral.
That was totally ancillary.
Collateral news.
What about what I said earlier about Oklahoma? We're on it. Or South Dakota.
It's a state like in
meth. We're on it.
Meth. We're on it. Yeah. We all saw
we're
that.
on it.
Yeah. Or meth on it.
Yeah.
Like meaning we're going to conquer meth, but it looks
totally
like you're on meth.
Yeah.
Sure, that totally took away one of my stories, but awesome.
Oh, wow. He tried to nail what you had. All right. Why do you sound like your thing's in an echo over there? What is it?
I don't know.
South
I'm
Dakota's.
On my speakerphone.
Oh, well,
I'm not on my speakerphone.
You're not supposed to be on your
headphones.
speakerphone.
No. I'm sorry. I misspoke. I said I'm not on my speakerphone. I am on my headphones, so I don't know why it sounded like this.
Yeah,
you want me to try and call back real quick?
I don't know. No, don't call back. Is this your first show with us? No, it's Reverend's board that sounds like it's echoing.
Yeah, I like the echo.
Okay.
Leave it on.
Sheesh.
Awesome.
Shut up. Okay. Oh, that's what it is. I had the house monitor on.
There you go.
Okay, so let's get to.
There you go.
All right, so let's get to some of Jack's stories.
So speaking of meth or drugs, if you will, in Italy, some drug dealers lost their stash to a pack of not a rival gang, but a bunch of wild boars. A bunch of drug dealers in Tuscany, Italy. They buried some of their cocaine stash, in a valley somewhere along the way, and they got busted because the drug dealers were complaining about it over the phone, which was tapped by the local police who were listening to their conversation, and the gang made up of one Italian and 3 Albanians.
Okay,
had buried the cocaine in jars, and they were about they were trafficking about 2 kilos of coke a month.
Hold on,
and then these wild boars came in and found the coke and ate it, and boom, and then you had a bunch of wild bored up cocaine boards running around.
So you said
like a party at your house.
The cops overheard the call. Should we try to reenact the call? It's an Albanian.
Okay. 3 Albanians.
I want to react.
All right, so where do we hide the drugs?
At Jack's house. In your butt.
Oh, yes. Sweet.
How does an Albanian sound?
I don't know. Sounds just like
I know pigs sniff out truffles. I just never heard of them sniffing out cocaine. Are they?
Yeah, right.
Are they cutting cocaine with truffles? Awkward. I mean, that sounds like a really expensive thing to cut your cocaine with, but maybe.
Maybe it was just something different that the hog smelled in the ground, and it doesn't really go into why they did it in the article here, but. They were feral hogs too, they were just a bunch of coked up hogs.
It's those wild ones you always got to worry about.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Great first one out of the gate there. Cocaine boar hog.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good one.
What else we got here? Yeah.
So I got one real quick. I can pull one up here.
Of course.
This is a funny one. Congressman Eric Swalwell denies massive fart heard on MSNBC. Let's see if we can get that up here. Get the audio up for you.
Yeah,
there we go.
I've heard this all day.
Oh, that's right. I don't have
Fartgate.
that. Oh, you heard it all day? Oh, Fartgate. All right. So there you go. That's my one little story. Oh, you actually had that?
Fartgate was great.
I took your story.
Yeah, I mean, it was Fartgate.
You have a sound
I love it. I love that we're great minds think alike, my friend.
Oh,
great
there you go.
Minds think alike.
I can't pull it up. The Reverend's got the board over there.
I think I.
Can you pull up Fartgate, Reverend?
Fartgate that, Reverend. Fartgate that.
Yeah, there it is.
There it was.
Oh, there it was. That was clearly him.
It's a wet one.
Yeah, clearly him.
It really sounds moist.
Listen, as somebody who also works in television, that has to be one pretty loud fart to be picked up on a lav mic.
Right.
I mean, that definitely had to reverberate through the seat there. I mean, he had to really rip that one out if that was the case.
Yeah,
right.
He really had to go.
So now, he really had to. Now this is a great story for all you potheads out there.
What?
Get paid $3,000 a month to smoke and review marijuana.
Oh, wow.
A company is hiring someone to test and blog about a variety of cannabis products.
How many hours are we talking about here?
Yeah.
I mean, you get paid up to $3,000 a month, plus a monthly supply of samples, completely free of charge. You can apply for it if you want. Stoners out there, go for it. It's found this on clickorlando.com.
Okay, now is there a drug test for this application?
Yeah.
I mean, I think one of the first lines in here is for those of you who cannot or are worried about passing a drug test, we've got the job
this
for
is
you.
right for you.
I mean, clearly, there's clearly there's no drug test. I mean,
right? Like if
unless they're trying to test for other drugs that they don't want you mixing the cocaine, they're like, all right, listen here, stoner boy, you can smoke as much of the marijuana as you want, but you can't mix it with the cocaine. No sniffing K on the side, like. You know,
right.
They probably want some really pure, like, and they probably don't want you mixing the stuff either. They're gonna like, listen here. One night we want you to smoke the Barry White.
Okay,
that's a strand that's going.
It's very
around
racist
right
of you, Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
No, it's not. There's a strand going around right now. It's actually nice, dense.
Yeah, by the white supremacists.
Buttery.
It's their strain.
Barry White supremacist.
Anyway.
It is.
White robe.
It's in my jar at the house.
I'm in a Barry White supremacist group.
Right? Kevin, you know what I'm talking about,
you
right?
speak the
You
truth.
backing me up?
Correct.
Hey.
I am speaking the
All
truth.
right, we got
It's
some
going around right now, right?
He's got some collateral.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I had some wedding cake at the house earlier. Actually, you've had a piece of the wedding cake here tonight. This is what
I have.
Yeah.
It's
delicious, right?
Right out of the freezer. You got to save the wedding cake in the freezer. That's right.
Oh, it's already been a year.
That's right. Yeah, it's been a year. Happy anniversary.
Yep.
Yes.
So no drug taste for that. Have you seen Unicorn, the Unicorn, the puppy with the freaky tail that was growing out of its face?
I did see that. The tail coming out of the head.
Yeah, super awkward. Super awkward. Yeah.
That doesn't belong there.
Yeah, it's super awkward. Yeah, it's really weird. Unicorn, the puppy. They're calling it Unicorn. It's just it sticks right out of it.
I showed that video to my nephew. He was he's 6 weeks old now, and I showed it to him. He's like,
oh, okay. Now here come the lame soundboard dad jokes.
6
All right,
weeks
Reverend.
old, he understood that.
Yeah.
All right. So how about this? A man serving life for murder claims he served his life sentence because he died during a medical emergency. Now he wants his sentence revoked.
Well,
I mean, the court denied his release, but
he's pleading the
tried.
fifth.
He was like, that's what he said. He's like, technically, I died, so my sentence is over, right?
Yeah, I did it.
Exactly.
I deserve the life sentence. I agree. 5 minutes.
Plead the
How
fifth.
often does that happen?
Stopped for 5 minutes in the hospital where
the motherfucker is meant to be free.
Wow.
It's a sign.
I mean, it's like that.
He had even signed a do not resuscitate agreement years earlier.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But yet he was resuscitated, and now he wanted to be set free. But the court, our good legal court here in the United States, said no. Thanks. You're going to stay in jail. You really weren't.
You're
dead.
still alive.
Well, it's like the back to the days of being
I'm not
hung.
dead no more.
If you were hung and you're fat enough to break the rope, you lived. Like that's how it went. And
that's a great point, Kevin Greene.
Yeah, come on now. I need to be a lawyer.
That's a great point, Kevin.
You need to be a medieval times lawyer. Hell yeah. Brilliant. My client is so fat. He usurped your punishment by being heavily large and has broken your side. His guillotine did not cut his neck. All right. That's funny.
Now, I know you guys like some Fight Club, right? I mean, Fight Club's a really
Fight
great
Club.
movie.
We're doing it right here. Fight Club. Board
and
Fight.
when in the airport when he's like, we cannot something about like we do not say the article. It is your dildo. It is the dildo, a dildo. The dildo scene in Fight Club.
Oh,
anyway.
Yes.
Bad way of getting to a suspected bomb in Vienna during the Vienna orchestra. The Vienna Symphony Orchestra, what a bomb scare actually turned out to be a dildo.
Whoa.
In somebody's jacket.
In a musician's or an audience
somebody
member?
forgot to take an audience member
dildo
in coat check, sounded the alarm when their luggage was vibrating and an explosive, the symphony was put on hold. Explosive expert was called in. And they x-rayed it, and then they found a dildo in somebody's luggage. I mean, that has to be embarrassing. That's like your piece of coat check, and you have you shut down the symphony because your dildo started vibrating in the coat
Just
check
couldn't
room.
leave it at home.
That's got to be.
Yeah.
Well, technically, it's a vibrator, not a dildo. A dildo doesn't vibrate.
Yeah. This is a remote control butt plug.
Technically, you are correct.
Rev is the expert.
So, hey, I am.
Yeah,
but,
Rev is the expert on dildos and vibrators. Apparently.
Hey, seriously, you guys, hear me out. Listen.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah, new dildo. Who this?
Oh God!
Okay. Wow.
Hey, man.
Awkward.
So, hey, that same nephew, I showed him a picture of JB.
No.
And the little baby was like,
nope. Okay. God. Walmart dad joke.
All right, go on.
And in grab your nuts and cringeworthy fashion, scientists in India have discovered a way to they've completed a clinical trial for an injectable male contraceptive that basically puts some weird polymer in your vas deferens, so like the sperm won't come out of your penis.
And
it's
then
like a really weird, no, it's like it's supposed to be it lasts for 13 years. It involves injecting a polymer called styrene malic
it just
hydride
clogs up
into
your
the vas deferens.
Let's get
effectively blocking sperm from leaving the testicles.
A vasectomy is
The
just
shot-
where you cut the vas deferens, like
Right.
you just cut it.
That's
and so this is
essentially
you're putting in you're putting in a beaver dam in between it instead of cutting.
Kevin, we definitely need to write some music together. We are on the vibe on the same page, my friend.
Oh hell yeah!
You guys
Dude,
are
Christmas
evil.
is going down this year.
Yeah.
Beaver
For
dam,
sure, dude,
your
'cause
vas deferens.
He's so right.
Build a
It's
beaver
basically like a
dam.
medical vasectomy.
Okay.
That
So-
lasts 13 years.
Where does that semen go? Does that semen go back into the... Anyway, why am I asking?
What's the fail rate?
Builds up and builds up and builds up.
What if you have the super
it's only
semen?
had some clinical trials right now.
And now it's
only
solid.
past the clinical stage.
I mean, I got some strong swimmers
Solid
now. They're
as a
gonna
rock.
break right through that dam in like 2 years tops.
That's what with vast difference.
Hey, Shoots.
That's what you block. Okay, we made a lot of...
That was great.
Lord.
We made a lot of hay out of that. Oh, God.
The baby's back.
The baby's
This
back.
is why we're blocking our nuts, is so we don't hear that noise. Right?
Oh, that's a good point.
That's great.
Right. This is why we get the vasectomy.
I do feel the vibe. I do want to get you and Jack together and see if maybe you could do a little Christmas duo.
Do a little skit.
I mean, Jack. Well, no, Jack's got some chops.
Yeah, he does.
Good guitar player. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jack, how would you describe your?
I can play.
Go ahead. Caller, go ahead, caller. Try not to talk when I'm talking, caller. Caller, hold on. Wait till I'm done talking. We're going to dump the caller. All right, no, we got the caller. All right, there he is. Caller, go ahead.
Go on, caller.
I like to play music, and I consider myself a musician.
You are.
Awesome.
Indubitably. Without question.
I am indubitably a musician.
Indubitably.
Yeah, we'll definitely get together then,
Yeah.
Jack.
Well, I think, and it would definitely fill a need here for what we're trying to do. So I love that. But, Jack, buddy, you rock. You got any other things hanging on there? Let me see if I got one. You've been kind of taking the whole load here. Specific to...
I love taking whole loads.
Right in the
That's
face.
not what I meant. Anyway, all right. We spoke about reading
That's
books.
what I meant, though. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's you. There you go.
totally
Take
what
the
he
load.
meant,
All right,
too.
share the load.
No, I don't want to be that load. Don't share with me.
What's happening?
Keep your load to yourself.
That's not what you said when you rolled over last night.
Oh, yeah. Remember Mr.
Hey, that was this morning. That was this
Opened
morning.
this whole thing with innuendo.
Oh, this morning. Sorry. Awesome.
We spoke about reading books in the past. What books have you? So 9 classes that should be mandatory in high school. Number 1 is accounting. That's what our Kevin Greene has a degree in.
I got a degree in that.
Money management, taxes, build and keep good credit, picking the right career, nutrition, self-defense, time management, and self-confidence. These are the 9 things that this post I found. I was like, you know what? That is brilliant. You're right. We don't really prepare kids for these kind of necessary things in life.
Yeah, no.
Right. It's all about
home ec shop.
Yeah.
We should really get back to those sort of classes that teach the real world things
trade school.
for kids. Yeah.
Well,
for kids
wait.
to
Now,
really excel and understand how to live life on their own and
that's the only way I
survive
impress
on your
ladies
own.
now. I just go over, I fix their car for them, and they get so impressed by it.
And he does a burlesque thing for him.
They're like, oh my
Shows
God,
his
you
abs.
changed the taillight. You're such a big boy.
See, right? Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Imagine if you could actually like change some brakes or the oil or something like that. Holy shit!
Exactly. If we could teach the Utes how to do that,
The
man.
Utes.
The Utes.
Yeah,
We would actually, it'd be better.
The
Utes of
millennials.
the nation.
Because it's so gullible.
That I generation.
Wow. What is happening? This feels like a good old school show. Anyway,
it does.
All right. So you motherfucking rock, Mr. Jack DeMarco. Thank you so much for giving us a little bit of breaking news badly.
Always love it.
Appreciate
Sorry, I couldn't be in the studio. Next week I will.
We'll get you.
I'll be in.
We're not here next week. We're off next week.
We're off next week.
Oh,
we're off next week. So we'll be back the week after. I believe we've got a couple of calls lined up, so we'll be publicizing that out there a little bit later. All right. So anyway, so what I want to do? Oh, let me go to our sponsor crawl. Hold on.
And put Kevin and us in touch. Like
I will do that.
The Facebook. Greet us so that we can talk and we'll figure out we'll collaborate. We'll write a song and we'll put all those other bitches to shame.
That sounds good. You guys, I want to connect you guys after the show. But any closing thoughts or sentiments over there, Mr. DeMarco?
From earlier.
Yeah, I'd like to just give a shout out to. I went to EDC Sunday night.
Oh, yeah.
Never really been to EDC here in Orlando, but it's people come from all over. And, as someone who goes to Burning Man, I was feeling a little like, holier, burnier than thou, as it were, when I was going over there and being like, oh, these little kids are just a bunch of ravers.
Right.
And then I felt like, maybe I was being a little judgy. And then once I was not being so judgy, I had the best time.
Yeah.
And met a whole bunch of really cool people. And, I just want to say that EDC Orlando brought over 250,000 people here from all across the country to this. It was a pretty cool thing, and there was some really cool music, and it was a lot of fun. There were many different stages.
Kind of some principles. There are kind of some principles behind that, like where you have a heavy authoritarian kind of a government. Those festivals tend to be more well populated because people don't feel as free.
No, it's great, and I had a lot of fun, and there was at one point there was some 90s breaks, some Florida breaks, man. There was this little DJ that I found with some 90s Florida breaks. It was wonderful.
Yeah,
it was really good to dance to. It really brought me back. It really brought me back to the college days when raving was. It was fun.
Jack DeMarco.
Good times.
Jackie.
You rock, brother, man. We appreciate you. We're going to jump over to our quick sponsor call. Reverend, where are you going to be playing? Where are you going to be playing, Kevin Greene?
Yeah, Kevin, where can we see you?
Where can we see you next?
Shit,
hold on.
I'll tell you where I'll be.
Where are you going to be, Reverend?
I'm going to be this Saturday night, or this Friday night. I'll be at Cush Ultra Lounge.
Very nice.
And then December 22nd will be my Christmas Yacht Rock at Ace Cafe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be a big show.
Very fun. Jack DeMarco, you playing out anywhere coming up soon?
I got nothing going on. Got a lot of crazy work scheduled.
All right, War on Christmas. Listen for Jack DeMarco, War on Christmas.
He was playing with me earlier this morning.
Oh, shut up.
I got the Golden Egg weekend.
Oh, what?
I am not gigging this weekend.
What?
I am
what are you going to do?
Oh, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
For the first time ever.
Repair your brain.
We can introduce you to Jack. He won't let you sleep.
But I will be at Folk Yeah Festival at Will's Pub. I am playing with
Folk Yeah.
Folk Yeah. It's a huge festival. Friday and Saturday. I'm playing Saturday the 30th. With BMO and with Jordan Foley.
And then what about...
Come see me play twice in one day.
Let's talk about you and Sugar Ray.
Oh, that's on January 25th.
Yeah. All right. But I'll tell you what.
Check him out there.
I already got the fever.
Check him out anywhere. Run Raquel, Oklahoma Stackhouse.
Jordan Foley in the wheelhouse.
Jordan Foley in the wheelhouse.
Grizzly Chisley, Trash,
Grits and
then
Eggs.
I never talked about it, but I do drum for Johnny Morgan when he does full band stuff.
Yeah, you do.
He only does solo stuff, but when he does full band, he likes to get me on the conga, so it's a lot of fun.
Oh, the conga.
But yeah, follow me, Taco Verde.
Taco Verde. There it is. All right, so adding it to the sponsor crawl, we forgot Modern Music Movement, and we're adding El Camino School as well. But here's our official sponsor crawl. We'll close out with a song from Matthew Deere after this. I am JB Webb at Radio JB Webb on the Twit machine. You go follow REVJERR if you want to on Twitter. Taco Verde. Jack, what's your handle? Jack DeMickey Mouse.
He hung up.
Oh.
I'm really not a social media kind of guy.
All right. Don't worry about it. You just broke the studio. All right, buddy. We love you. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you for that. Here's a little bit of the people that we think are awesome and important here in town.
Oh, who am I over here?
You are the Reverend at REVJERR.
It doesn't matter.
I already said that, Grandpa at Walmart.
All right, then.
See you next week. No, we won't. We want to thank PocasHottest.com, ShannonHoltArt.com, OrangeBlossomBrewing.com, EtoileBoutique.com, BadassSandwiches.com, Infotainment.com, Kush Ultra Lounge, Dank Orlando City Smoke Shop, Orlando Art Army, Iron Cafe, Iron Cow Cafe, thank you, Kathmandu Winter Park, GroundingRoots.com, EarTheater.usdjs.com, Nora's Wine Cigars.com, LittleIndies.org, and RemixRecordShop.com. Thank you so much. Season 10 of the JB Rev Show keeps rocking. That's how we do it. These local businesses are awesome. Thank you.
I'ma touch fast, though I'll be last to play with the heart from the start. I'll be straight. The second best boy, unlike the rest, boy. I'll stick around in the house of your mind at the gate. And I'm about to get to you, so tell me how they gotten to you too. Did you tell them what they wanted to know? Did you show them what I wanted to show you? And it's coming undone, so I run and I run, but there's nowhere left worth running to. And so
the first quasi-radio web show.
Wow. Yeah.